You are now listening to Season 2 of Blacklist Hustle Podcast. What's up, Hustle Hive? It's your girl, Marianna, and we are back with another episode, episode 15 of Blacklist Hustle Podcast. This week's episode is going to be about the people we choose to associate with and if it can kind of be toxic. So let me just go ahead and start off today's episode by just giving you guys a couple of updates about everything that's kind of been going on here. So for Valentine's Day, Darian and I went to Nobu, and then we went to Eddie V's. Friday we went to Nobu in Scottsdale. It was really good, really nice, romantic. And then for Saturday morning, I woke up, went to brunch with a couple of friends from high school, and we got super fucked up. And long story short, Morgan ended up basically getting shit-faced and talking both of us into getting shit-faced. And I went to Eddie V's dinner shit-faced, and it was just, it was a shit-faced, drunken brunch day that was not planned out very, very well. So that's kind of how my Valentine's Day weekend went. And then Sunday, I just got my daughter on Valentine's Day, spent the day with her. Absolutely amazing. Darian did have to work on Valentine's Day, so that's why we kind of celebrated our Valentine's Day a little bit early, I suppose. And then I did just get back from Vegas over the weekend. So I was in Vegas with Morgan over the weekend, and that was super fun. It was actually technically our very first best friends ever, vacation together as adults, especially with alcohol being involved. And then it was our first friendcation, I guess you can call it, for 2021. So it was a great way to start off the year. Great people, super, super fun. Definitely will do it again. And then also, guys, some tea for you. An NFL football player decided to come into my DMs and try to talk to me a little bit. And I thought it was so disrespectful because once I just saw the blue check mark and I was like, okay, this person's verified. I was like, let me see what they talking about. So I go into their profile, and I'm like looking at the pictures and I'm like, ew, this person's ugly, right? And then and I'm like, it's kind of easy to kind of get verified, right, on Instagram. That's what I was told. So I was just like, this could also be a lie. So then I Google this person. So this person, he's 21. His name is Jakai Pilot or Polite, I don't know. His estimated net worth is only $1 million, and he is in the NFL, and it looked like he played for the Jets before and now plays for Miami Dolphins. But I just thought it was disrespectful because I was like, first and foremost, one, you're ugly, and two, your net worth is only $1 million and you in my DMs. Like, you can exit. Thank you. It's not enough to pay for a house for me or my boyfriend. Darian won't let me have a sugar daddy, guys. So I'm a little petty right now when it comes to these men, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and get into this week's episode of Blacklist Hustle Podcast, okay? All right, you guys. So for this week's episode of What's Tea, we kind of do got some good tea. So the Justin Combs released a talk show called Respectfully Justin after a viral meme creator, LaBoy. And this is on Instagram, and he's the one that has all the really funny, cute, good, relatable fucking Instagram memes and posts that we all love and share with each other, either on our stories or DMs to each other, because I know me and Morgan do, me and Darian do, and I just think this nigga's fucking hilarious. So shout out to Justin. That's absolutely amazing. I did see that on his show. He did have Chris Brown on there, so definitely go check that out, because Chris Brown was being definitely petty, where he said he was single with a girlfriend. So it made zero sense. So definitely make sure to go check them out. And then for our second thing on What's Tea is this dog inherits $5 million after wealthy owner passes away. Now, let me just start off by saying this, y'all. I know that this dog's owner was white, because only white people lead a dog shit like this. You know what I'm saying? I can see Morgan doing this shit. I really can. I can see my Nana doing this shit. I really can. I mean, guys, I know it's only white people doing this shit. I know it is. What the hell this dog gonna do with $5 million? That's what I really want to know. What the dog gonna do? Do it have a trust fund? Do it have an owner that sits there and pays for what it needs with this $5 million? Like, that just don't make no goddamn sense. So I would love to debate about this. If it's really, if we should allow people to be able to leave things, assets to animals, if it should even be a possible thing. Because I know you can get dog insurance now. I know there's certain things you can do for these damn furry friends. And mind you, I like dogs, but not this goddamn much, okay? I don't know about this one, y'all. It's just that this one right here overdid it for me. It was a little too much. I didn't like it. If you guys like this tea that I got, make sure you guys go ahead and follow at Hollywood Unlocked on Instagram, because I love getting my tea from there. And let's go ahead and jump into our What Had Happened Was segment. So you guys, I feel like this was really important to kind of talk about, just because I just feel like a lot of people just deal with a lot of toxic people, and a lot of people just kind of need a reminder of what it is to be toxic, how to identify toxicity, and kind of just everything that follows along with it, because a lot of people go through their day-to-day lives and don't know what is toxic, and that they're allowing themselves to be toxic, or allowing toxic energy into their life. Okay. So to start off is, how do you know when you possess toxic traits? Okay. Now, those of you who do not know what toxicity is, or being toxic, it is used to describe as a person who is tainted, quote unquote, ruined by a subconscious malevolence, which is either spiteful or ill, psychosis that affects the lives of who they come in contact with. And I got that from Urban Dictionary, by the way. I thought it was absolutely perfect, spot on, and hilarious. Okay. I feel like being toxic is when people mistreat you, people use secrets to hurt you, people dismiss you and your emotions, and when people don't want the best for you. I feel like that's when people are being toxic. And I feel like a couple of toxic situations that I found myself in, or a lot of men and women find themselves in 100% of the time, is when a person chases you or seeks you out and gets you either sexually, mentally, time of day, anything like that, and then they dog you the fuck out. I feel like that right there creates a whole bunch of negativity, questionable energy, because you don't know that person's intentions. Now you're not sure of your intentions when it comes to a next person, because you're going to make that next person pay for what the person before did. And then it creates a negative reaction. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't like not having closure. I feel like being ignored and not having closure in a lot of situations creates this really negative, petty, emotional, irritable Marianna. And when that happens, for me not getting closure, or just me being in a fucked up situation, I can be someone's worst fucking nightmare. And that's just that's just the gist of it. So I feel like a lot of us encounter ourselves or find ourselves in situations where we're chasing people, or we're seeking out people, or we allow a person get to the time of the day, and then they just sit there and kind of screw us over in the end. So I feel like if you are in a situation, evaluate that situation, evaluate that person that you're communicating with, or that you're giving the time of the day. It doesn't necessarily have to be in a relationship or type of situation. It can just be with a friend, or a new person, or someone that you're networking with, someone that you're possibly going to do business with. I am a strong believer that people come into our lives for a reason. Some people happen to stay forever, and some people happen to only be here for a season. Definitely depends on the person, their intentions, and kind of what's just kind of going on with the universe, So I feel like by us being able to evaluate the situation and assess this person and our intentions and their intentions, and identifying what it is to be toxic, we can kind of save ourselves from creating a whole negative cycle and a toxic cycle, not only with ourselves, but with the next person and with each other. So I feel like toxic people situations, that I have encountered was, I strongly feel like, because my name is, constantly kind of brought up in a circle that I don't associate with much anymore. So I just feel like if I don't my name shouldn't be brought up at a table I don't sit at. So therefore, to me, that is fan behavior shit. So if I no longer associate myself with you, your group, or the people that you fuck with, don't bring my name up. If you bring my name up, that is fan behavior shit. You are a fan person of me. You are fangirling. You are everything under the stars and moons obsessed with me. So at that point, like, you just need to stop. That's a situation that I have encountered. And I just feel like you shouldn't be a hating ass bitch. And if it's not making money for me, and if it's not making me a better person or making me happy, I don't have time for it. Those are just these are just the types of ways and the situations that I have been in. And these are just how I evaluate those situations now. And I come to a point in my life where I was a touch point for some people. And what I mean by touch point is, and I feel like a lot of people will kind of resonate or understand this, is when you're seeking validation or seeking love and acceptance and living for other people, you know what I mean? I'm definitely a people person. I definitely like to please people. I'm a people pleaser. So I feel like in a lot of situations, I was a touch point for people. And I feel like to not be a touch point for people is just, to realize toxic situations, like I said, and reevaluate those situations. So now I don't allow myself to seek validation from people. I am honest on this podcast. I am honest in a day-to-day life. The person that I am on the podcast is the same person that I am off the podcast. You know what I'm saying? So by staying true to myself, my life, my day-to-day basis, I'm allowing myself to not seek validation from others about what is acceptable and what is not okay. Whatever makes me happy, whatever allows me to move through my day, that's the validation that I'm seeking. It's just what I approve, what I accept, and what I want. And when it comes to love and acceptance, at the end of the day, if I love myself and I'm accepting myself and for who I am, and what I believe in, I think that that's the best acceptance that there is. And that's also part of my spiritual growth. That's also part of my self-love. That's also part of me becoming the young adult, the woman that I'm coming to be. And that has a lot to do with me being a mother and me being someone who is in business and having this podcast and just, changing for myself for the better, maturing, growing, allowing myself to be in different situations, networking wise, and just in general, because that right there is allowing me to realize that my love and my acceptance and what I choose to do comes first. My mental health, my spiritual health comes first at all times. And I used to live for others. I used to live for my parents, exactly. And I just realized after a while, it's not acceptable. And it's something that was making me very, very unhappy, And also something that I thought was kind of interesting or funny is that when we were at the brunch, when I met up with, some people from high school and stuff, we were kind of talking about like life and how, we are excited to, well, first of all, let me just start off here. We realized that it's been 5 years since we graduated high school. And we realized that like our high school reunion is coming up. And I'm like, bitch, I already used these first 5 years to fuck around. That was just like a trial. Look, give me another 5 years. When I come back, I promise you on this 10th year, I'm gonna be somebody. So we just thought that was absolutely hilarious that it's already been 5 fucking years because it's going by so fast. And, we were just happy to see the people that have grown, just to see where people are at. We just, I thought, something we really talked about was just so amazing. It's just that a lot of people in high school hid who they truly were and how they were comfortable. And now you see them on Instagram and social media and you see pictures or you run into them in person and they're just totally different person. They're more open, more acceptable, more just, who they truly are molded to be. And even though we're still in our young adult stages and we have so much more growing to do, just to see that growth from high school into the person that they are right now today is just absolutely amazing. I commend and I shout out to everyone who's just absolutely doing amazing and who's constantly, striving to continue to be them and work hard at, whatever it is that they want and that they're trying to do. It's absolutely amazing, especially right now during the whole pandemic and stuff. No one expected, their life to kind of be on hold like this. For this, we have to try to make a normalcy out of this, but at the same time, we also need to be aware of being safe, not only for ourselves, but our families. And that saying where, me protecting myself is also protecting you, and you protecting yourself is helping protect the people around you. You know what I mean? So that's just amazing. I thought it was really cool to kind of point out, how people in high school, we were living for others. We were living for the idea of a university or a college, and we were just living for an idea of our parents and what they wanted and what they expected and how much they praised us if we accomplished something and did something right. And it kind of molded us to believe like, this is who we're meant to be and this is what we want. And then once we kind of get a gist of the real world and what it was like, and we got introduced to so many different things, I think we just kind of realized, no, that's not who we were meant to be. That's not what I wanted in high school. None of this stuff really either mattered or really made sense, but now it does. And I'm going to adjust my life to be this and kind of move in this direction. So if you're at that point where you kind of realize that and you're kind of moving on, I think that's absolutely amazing, So to go ahead and get into my second point is, do single friends bring toxic advice when it comes to relationships? Knowing what kind of friends you have in life is important because it's good to have a mixed group of people in your life. So before I answer that question and kind of discuss about it with you guys, I think it's fun to I feel like I have a diverse group of friends where I have friends for different things. I have my well-rounded friends who I can invite, to chill, talk business, go out of town, do this and do this with. And then I have the friends who I just want to party with. I have the friends who I just do business stuff with. I have my mommy friends. Like, I feel like I have such a diverse group of friends that it's just amazing to be able to go to those people when seeking advice for those things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go to my single friends for mom advice, and I'm not going to go to my single friends for advice about relationships or marriage or anything like that, because of the fact that we all are seeking different things and we're all at different points in our life. And I feel like we tend to forget that when we share day-to-day things with our friends or our group who aren't at the same level that we're at, if that makes total sense. And it does not mean that anyone's better than anyone. It does not mean that anyone's ahead of anyone. It does not mean anything specific in that nature or anything negative. It's actually a positive and a plus thing, to have a different diverse group of friends for those things. So to go ahead and answer that question, I feel like single friends can give toxic advice if they want you in the streets with them. If you are in a relationship and you go to a single friend and you're telling a whole bunch of negative things or the problems with, all they're going to do is see the negative and the problem. So when they meet this person, they might not like this person. They might feel some type of way. They might just see the ugly. They might not really see the person that you see or want to be with on their good day. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's a terrible kind of thing or light to kind of put a person in. And I feel like, I always try to tell people, I've never really tried to ask people how other people are when I haven't met them. Just because, even though I don't allow it, I feel like I will subconsciously allow that judgment to cloud mine. So when I go in and I meet this person and I make my initial reaction or my initial, networking or hello, or, when I'm meeting someone, I don't want that to be clouded, by what someone else says or what other vibes they get or, from what they said. So I feel like if you're going to just talk about your partner in a negative light to a single friend when they meet them, I feel like they're not going to give a shit. So their initial reaction to any type of advice that they give you is going to be, fuck that person, leave them. They don't deserve you. They don't like you, or this and this. I'm a little bit of a person like that when it comes to someone I personally know in their relationship, just because I see the negative in it. So when they come with me with the negative, I see it. When I see this person and them together, when me and Darian went on a date with them, it was terrible and it was negative because it was just one of those situations where it's like, I know all these negative things about you now. And the way I'm seeing you is negatively. And the way that you're coming at me is very passive and very standoffish, and the things that you kind of say to that person that I have a relationship with is a little bit of, I'm trying to be funny, but at the same time, it's the actual way I feel. And it's a kind of fucked up situation because I'll be blunt honest with the person when I tell them honestly how I feel. And it's sad because you can only tell a person so much about another person or how you feel until it's like, okay, now you got to learn it for yourself. You're going to have to go through some hurt, or you're going to have to go through some fucked up shit to kind of realize what I'm talking about or kind of see what I'm talking about. So, that's kind of what's going on, and that's kind of what's happening and stuff. So I'm also a victim of this as well. Though I'm not in a relationship, though it was a relationship to a relationship advice, at the same time, I'm only seeing the negative and only hearing the negative. So my advice of what I'm telling this person is to leave this person alone, fuck them. You can do better, get your shit together and leave, or kick this person's ass to the curb. I feel like if you're going to ask advice for people, they need to be at the same level or in the same kind of subject or topic that you're at. And I feel like by doing that, it's going to not only alleviate the toxicity or the jealousy or any type of advice a person can give you, out of that. It's going to be humble. It's going to be with good intention. So just make sure you're keeping that in mind when you are giving advice to a friend, or you are, telling your business, whatever it is, business, relationship, everyday life, to your friends or to your group and stuff. Because if someone is not in your area of conversation or where you're at in life, there may be some jealousy. There may not be some jealousy. Someone may be envious of you. Anything could kind of pop up in a situation where, they might give some advice that seems toxic or maybe toxic, or they might be jealous of a situation that you're going through and that they have not met yet in a milestone in their life. So, and whenever you're giving advice, make sure you're always giving, your humble, most pure intentions ever when it comes to giving advice or giving any type of conversation to a person. I just make sure that every single time I do upload an episode or I do speak with you guys, I want to make sure that I'm in such a positive, right-minded place with nothing but good intention and good wisdom for you guys. I feel like that's so important because the mind and the way we talk, everything we say, everything we tell ourselves and people tell us stick in our mind and stick in our body. And I feel like if we're telling good things and promising things and positive things, that's what's going to stick with us. That's what's going to connect. That's what's going to help build us as people in this everyday life, So I just thought that's something, that's really important for you guys to kind of know, and really good advice on today's episode. All right, you guys, getting into our Ask a Bitch section. This right here comes from an email. It has come from Jocelyn from Los Angeles, California. I'm going to go ahead and read what she needs advice about. So she goes, "Hi, Marianna. My name is Jocelyn. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I am 21 and I love your podcast." Thanks, boo. You are my friend and you just don't even know it yet. Okay. I am currently going through a terrible toxic situation where my boyfriend's friends don't like me and don't like our relationship. It's taking a lot of toll on my relationship. What should I do and how should I react? These girls are trying to tell my boyfriend to leave me. I'm not his type and questioning why he is with me. Okay, girl. Well, first of all, let me just tell you this right here. I have been in a relationship before, a situationship where my partner has female friends, and I feel like that right there is just a lot to deal with on its own, especially if you're trying to come in and get established and you do have a title. I feel like those females can get jealous, or they're just trying to kind of really not necessarily always sabotage the relationship or situation, but they're always making sure that their 2 cents is in and is valid. That's just my personal intake and my personal experience. I feel like if they're telling your boyfriend that you're not his type and to leave you and questioning why he's with you, I feel like honestly that they like him and they jealous. I feel like they mad because they didn't get their shot with him and he chose you over them, or maybe they try to make a move on him and then he just didn't fuck with them like that. I don't know. I feel like you should talk to your boyfriend about it, and I feel like the girls, I feel like he needs to talk to them. I wouldn't give him an ultimatum of it's either them or me. I would let him decide that. But at the end of the day, I would make your stance known of this makes me uncomfortable. I don't fuck with this shit. I don't care for this. And if I'm going to be around and you fuck with me, they're going to respect me. And that's just period. So I feel like you need to demand that in your relationship. I feel like you need to demand that respect from them in general. Like I said, I would not give him the ultimatum though of them or you, because your feelings going to be hurt if he chooses them over you, because he's one of those types that choose long-term relationships or friendships, longevity of loyalty over a new relationship and a new girl. It's just one of those things where you have to pick and choose your battles, but you, at the same time, you need to demand respect and you need to make your stance known. So let me know if that helped. I would love a response in an email if that helped out for you. Please make sure you guys let me know. Or if you guys want to, in a review, comment what you would do in this situation. That would also be absolutely amazing. Or put down in the comment section if you are watching on YouTube what you guys would do for the Ask a Bitch if you were in a relationship and your partner's friends did not like you, or saying that they weren't your type, or telling you, your partner to leave you, essentially. What you guys would do, let me know. Getting into our next segment before closing out this week's episode is problem-free philosophy. And in this segment, I just give you guys some tips, some pointers, just some knowledge, little gems on what I think you guys should do in certain situations, or just in general to kind of stick with you. Use it as an affirmation, whatever the case may be, but just let it stick with you, because I am always dropping gems. All right. So for the first one is, don't do for somebody who won't do for you. And that's just on period. Don't belittle yourself to a toxic relationship or situation. And people have high expectations for others that they can't even do for themselves. So just remind yourself, if you are one of those people who have a high expectation for someone, make sure that you can also show up with that expectation. If you want a nigga to have a car, bitch, you better have a car too. If you want somebody to have a job, you better have a job too. And that's just on period. So make sure you always show up and show out and be the person that you are truly meant to be. Always be humble, always be kind, spread love, spread good energy and high vibrations at all times. All right, y'all. Catch you on next week's episode. Say hi.
Hi.
Say, my name is Nevaeh.
Yeah.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to Blacklist Hustle Podcast. I'm your host, Marianna. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and to the YouTube. And also do not forget to rate and review. It means so much to me if you guys would just take a second and review each episode, or whatever episode was your favorite, so I know what kind of content to continuously give you guys and to put out there. Also, make sure to share with friends and family, and follow me on Instagram at blacklist_hustle_ and at _love_Marianna. Talk to you guys on next week's episode. Thanks.